Well, I can't tell if this is working or not. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. Here, let's see. It's showing upcoming, but I don't know. I don't think that's... I think that's the one that I tried to do just a few minutes ago. Alright, I'm going to reboot everything and then come back on in case this is actually working. So, I do apologize. Well, wait a minute. $8:49 p.m. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, looks like... Well, actually, maybe it is working here. So, I do apologize for the clunkiness of this start here, but... I've already tried it twice and it wasn't working. So we are working here. Welcome everyone to KingPittdawg Racing. This quick preview of what we're doing tonight. This is our first quad event with our new format. So thank you all for coming in. I am going to quickly build an HSSSR car. We're going to build a vintage car here, see if this car will qualify. This is the new Chevelle from the update. Of course, unfortunately, it's an auto tragic there, missing a pedal. But I'm going to go ahead and just show you how to build an HSSR car for HSSSR car. We just call them the hissers. It is the HECS stock, specially modified SPEC race cars. So that's what HSSSR stands for. I did change that around a little bit from what I initially did when we started developing these, because it's a stock car that we've specially modified to make it a race car and a spec race car at that. So it's 250 to 255 horse, 2,800 pounds is the exact weight. So let's see what we can do here with this Chevelle. The first step in building an HSSR car, and I'm going to go through this very fast with you, so hang tight here. First thing we're going to do with this car, and this car, because it was a used car through the Legends, we're going to change the oil right away. But then we're going to go ahead and go down to the wide body, and we're going to make this thing wide body. Okay, that's your first step in building a hisser. Alright, so we got that done. Now you go, the easiest way to do is just go straight from getting the wide body put on right over to do the cosmetic stuff. Because you don't want to do the wide body or don't do the wide body last, because then you got to go reapply everything. So we're going to start here. Wheels, pretty important here. There is a wheel in here that I've got that looks like the stock wheel, this here. So what we're going to do, if we can get it, we want a 17-inch wheel and we want wide, okay, because we're making a race car out of this. So there's our 17-inch wide wheels on there. Custom parts, the front, we want to add the most powerful splitter we can get. That looks like a pretty good one for an older car, so this might be a car you can actually add some downforce to. Don't get any rear on this one, but we do add the wing, and it's going to be a medium type 22, which is the spec wing for all the cars. They look a little different on some of them, but the wing end plates are the same. So that's our cosmetic upgrades here. Racing things, we want to put a hood pin. We're going to go with the old school style here. Yeah, we're going to go with these. We're going to keep these standard parts on there. Tow hook, we're going to go type A. Looks like the only option on this particular car. Roll cage, we want to put a roll cage in it. Type C, full roll cage if it's available. Not all cars are. Surprising that some of these are not. We're going to put the good light bulbs because we do run some evening races. We're going to get rid of that front plate. Do the rear, and then this one we can change the grill, but I think I like the SS on there. So, okay. So that's the basics of everything to do body-wise. You know, we're trying to make this a race car, so we're adding the roll cage. When we go into the tuning part now, which is where we're heading right now, we're going to tune this car up, and then we're going to restrict it and drop it down, try to get it, see if this car will go within spec. So next step after you do that, you want to make sure we get the car to the weight spec. You see it's a pretty heavy car, so we're probably going to have to do at least 3 stages here. We'll start with weight reduction stage 1. That gets us to 3340. Pretty much every car has the same things in this area. I'm sorry, not this one, it's the next screen. I do apologize. Weight reduction stage 2 on this one. Power restrictor and ballast, always have those even if the cars are within spec, because we may change the specs. And then we're going to go fully customizable computer. So basically the sanctioning body is putting their control system on it, so there's no cheating. Fully customizable LSD. Fully customizable manual transmission, very important because that's the difference between this car and a cup car, one of our cup cars we developed. Weight reduction stage 3. we'll need on this car, and that gets us to where we need to be, down below 2,800. Increased body rigidity. Okay, and that's required this season. So this is where you're going to put the most on everything on the cars here is going to be in here. This car is way powerful, so we're going to only add our spec stuff, which is the racing air filter, racing muffler, and racing exhaust manifold. Okay, now these HSSSR cars require, we don't use the carbon brakes on these, we use those on the Cup cars. Really the only difference is the transmissions and the brakes on the Cup cars and these HSSSR cars. So, being old school, we're going to use, just put slotteds on this one. Racing clutch and flywheel. Fully customizable suspension. Brake balance controller, this year it's required. It was optional last year. And then we're going to get our racing medium tires, which is the minimum what we need. I'm going to go ahead and get hards as well. And mediums. We'll put the mediums on there. All right. I didn't get the softs on this one. Actually, we'll just go ahead and buy them. But I want it to be set up with the mediums when we go into, because that is our spec tire. We can run softs and hards, but mediums are required in all races. So we're going to go back to our garage and see if we can reduce this thing down enough to get it into the HSSSR spec. So car settings, we're going to change this over to racing medium because we want to have that baseline. And we're going to edit the name. HSSR HSSSR spec. There we go. Oh, I didn't delete. Huh. HSSSR spec. Okay. All right. So there's that. I'm going to give this. These older cars. You want to give them a little bit of ride height because it seems like they can rub if you don't. But we're going to drop it down as much as we can. I'm going to go up here with the spec on the. I'd like to have the cars, at least when you start off with in the middle on these specs. I'm being open tonight because we're running multiple cars, but normally we're going to keep these at spec. The dampers, just because I don't want people to be all over the place and get lost. I wonder why it's weird that it's got negative rear camber. And rear toes. I don't understand this game sometimes, the way they set things up. All right, we're just going to put a little bit of front downforce because this car is going to probably be quite plowy, I would assume. Yeah, let's go to 15. And we'll drop this down to let's go to 85. Okay. So now here we go. First step, let's get our ballast and get our weight where we need it. Let's try that. We're almost there. 54, 55. There we go, 55 on the ballast. Now, this is a really front-heavy car, so we can move all that ballast to the rear and help the weight distribution a little bit. And now we're going to take our power restrictor and we're going to go all the way to 70. We always want to start with power restrictor when restricting these HSSSR cars. So we're at 356. Whoop, wrong button. Let's see, let's just go down to 75 and see where that gets us. 266. I think we're going to be able to make it. 255 right there, 72. Okay, and we are at 573.53. Okay, so yeah, it did. It hurts it dragging all that that power off of it, but this is going to be right in line with all the other vintage cars. So there's your setup on your. You probably could add some performance points if we put some front. Yeah, so that adds a little bit, not a lot. Let's see if the drop in the rear reduces it. Yeah, it helped a little bit. So there you go. So there's a build on an older car. Now the newer ones, some of them you're going to get a little closer, but that's a pretty cool example of how we can get a really high powerful car into the spec on this. It does hurt the performance points on it. So just wanted to give everybody a preview on that. I'm going to head over to the lobby right now. Make sure I got all my cars ready. I'm pretty sure I do. Let's go here real quick before I jump in, because we're going to start up the lobby here, and I will end this stream and start a new one for the main race qualifying tonight. And we'll run 4 races tonight at 4 tracks, and you can run up to 4 cars, minimum of 2 required. So I don't want people running the same car the whole event. So, all right. So let's just check here, change car. We want to change it back over to last use because I usually line them up. There we go. I got all the cars I'm possibly running tonight lined up there at the top, down to my 2 Super 3.0s. and we're all ready. So that is the preview of what we're doing tonight. Again, we're going to run 8 laps at Autopolis, 8 laps at Barcelona, and 8 laps at Bathurst, and then we'll be running Big Willow. Of course, Big Willow is going to be in between those two, so it's Autopolis, Barcelona, Big Willow, and then Bathurst or Mount Panorama on Australia. So we're going all the way around the Earth. We're starting in Japan, going to Spain, going to the U.S., and swinging back over to Australia. So that's our Around the Earth. It was going to be last weekend, but I had too much going on with family stuff, so we moved it because Earth Day was Monday. So that's kind of what we kind of themed this around. So that's it for now. We'll see you guys here in just a minute, and we'll get this show on the road here tonight. It's again, we'll be running. They're roughly. I've got it set up so the laps are roughly 15 minutes, probably 14 to 16, depending on which track we're at, and then tomorrow night we'll be running roughly 25 minutes at each track. So I'll set the laps up that way. So it'll probably be 12 laps. 12 or 13 laps at most of the tracks. So probably 12 at what is it? Bathurst, Mount Panorama, and then the other ones will probably be 13 or 14 laps. And so we're looking at, again, the target's 24 to 26 minutes. We can get it in there. I don't like using the timer because of the way the system ends the race. It's kind of dumb if somebody's behind and passes. It's just, to me, it's just retarded. So I'll get the lobby open so anybody can start coming in as I set up the new stream here. So just take me a minute. I set it up, so all I have to do is remove the preview part. So thanks everybody for watching. There's other videos if you want to build HSSR cars. There's tons of videos. Just go in there into my live, and because everything I do is live, so go into live and you can go in there and look for the ones that say HSSSR. There's a full list, and I've added a few cars since then, so keep watching. But just about any car can be eligible if it can meet the specs and have all the stuff on it. That's the biggest thing. So all right, so I'm going to get the room loaded up here, and we'll see you all around here in just a few minutes. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you want to participate in the HCS series, just look me up here on the PlayStation Network. There's my information, KingPittdawg. I do administer the entire series myself, and we usually get about 12 to 14 people in there, so we have a few spaces. So again, we're running our spring series right now. We're in Event3, which is the halfway point of the season, the spring series, and we'll be finishing the spring up in Memorial Day weekend, and then we'll start the summer series up when summer starts, basically the week of summer. So we'll see you all in just a few minutes. Thanks again. Until then, KingPittdawg out.